Hey guys, so I'm trying a different spot today and I don't know if I like it. I tried some different lighting, so I'm gonna play with it once I'm done recording and kind of see what it looks like. So I was having a hard time looking at the preview, so I don't have a lot of time to mess around with this because of everything going on with the farm and the kids and work and everything, but I need to get this done. So trying this space out, gonna see how it works, and then, like I said, look at it and make some adjustments from there. So the soaps that I cut yesterday were the Eucalyptus Mint, and this has had a day, so you can see those swirls a lot better. Lighting better here, but you can see that really pretty indigo swirl. And then this was the rosemary mint, and it is light, but it shows up better today after it's had about 24 hours of resting, and that will continue to kind of morph as the soap cures. So yesterday I was talking about how indigo can be kind of wonky and hard to work with. So this is the one that I made this summer, and see how this is blue from where I did some drop swirls, and this is not blue. It's kind of like a green color, and fine with the name Eucalyptus Mint. And that's what I was talking about, where I had made it the time before and it stayed really nice and blue. Not so much this time. That time. I'm hoping this will still be blue. I don't know. If you can see, this is a very large, this is 40 bars. And the mold that I use, it's something that I made out of the, I have some up there, but it's kind of like that corrugated cardboard, plastic cardboard. And it's really not fun to use. I just haven't had a chance to talk my husband into making me a big wooden mold yet. So I went ahead and I marked it, and I did go ahead and cut it in half. What I really need, because I have it almost like it's long this way, so I can't use this cutter to cut it. I need something a little bit different. Anyway, so I went ahead and cut it in half, and so this will be 20 bars right there. But you can see it does have some blue swirls in there, and the base is kind of a nice soft blue. I'm hoping that it doesn't stay green. So the inside has a little bit of green cast to it, and that could be from the goat's milk, but then there's this nice line of blue. Not sometimes, anytime that I'm making a soap that has high vanilla content in it, when I first split it open, the inside will be nice and creamy, and it'll have a line of a darker brown, and eventually that will fill in. And hoping this will continue to stay kind of a blue. We will see, and again, I won't know until it's cured, because it does continue to change. But the top is really nice on that, some nice swirls. I did go ahead and mark it, so I cut this in half, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half again. This is a slab cutter that Tim made me a couple years ago, and he basically made it out of a drawer. So he used drawer gears and or hinges, I don't know what you call it, the slides, to make it work that way. So he did that out of drawers. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. I usually do this off camera because I have not a lot of space in my work area when I'm recording, but I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this on camera. I didn't mark it because that, again, takes extra time. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, and it can be really kind of boring to watch. And also, I like to have music going, or I have an audiobook going, and I can't do that when I'm recording. All right, so slice that one. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. I've got some swirls in there. I mean, of course, it'll look different when I cut it into bars. All right, got that one done. Tighten it up a little bit more. Next one. So if you see, so I had this like basically 10 bar, 10 bar, and then these are the 20 bars. So if I had it like stacked up this way, then it would be a lot easier to cut them and go from there. You're going to hear Tim. The garage is kind of like around us, and he's got his truck back. The previous video from yesterday, you can see the window, and he's got his truck back over there, and he's moving some stuff around. So you'll probably hear him. That's something too, when I've had people ask me about going live or doing things like that. Tim is always working on something. I have teenagers, and they come in and they ask me questions or making noise or doing different stuff. So it makes it a lot harder to do live videos because I don't really have a super quiet environment. All right, got that next one done. Got more blue in there. This lighting is still not exactly, it'd be nice to have some nice natural lighting, but that is probably not going to happen until summertime. Get this out of the way. And grab my peeler so I don't forget to do these edges like I almost forgot to do last time. And like I said, I like to do the long edges, and then once I slice them into bars, then I will do around the face of each soap. Now with the natural soaps, it is going to take, once I get these all sliced, I will stamp them tomorrow. I've got a couple different logo ones, and I have like an all natural stamp that I'll put on them. And then they will go on the curing racks, which the video yesterday, you could see them kind of up behind me. So they'll go up there for at least 6 weeks to cure. And the curing process, it creates a harder, longer lasting bar, and also helps evaporate out the liquid content, because you have to have liquid to add the lye solution, and you do not have soap unless you have lye. Now, if it's done correctly, there is no lye in it, and there's no lye in the soap. But you cannot make soap without that in it. All right, let's go ahead and cut these, and that's okay. Now, one thing with the natural soaps is I always end up with little bits, little pieces. With any bar of soap, any loaf of soap, I'll always end up with these little ones. And for the typical soaps, the artisan soaps, I will sell these like when I go to the farmer's market. It's really great for travel. But for the natural soaps, what I'm going to do, because I don't like to waste anything, is I've been saving all of the pieces, and I went ahead and put them into balls basically, and I'm going to use them as soap dough to make some stars and some moons, and I'm going to make I'm going to call it probably Cosmic Mojito. And I've done this kind of different designs. Right now I've got the Terrazzo Mojito, I think is what I have it right now, and I did like a different design, but I always do some type of no waste natural soap at the end using all those little pieces, and it smells absolutely amazing. So that's what I'm going to do with all these. This weekend I'm going to go ahead and make them I will use my extruder and make them into little stars and planets. So if you can see, there's that kind of circle of the blue around there. So I'm really hoping that will go in and kind of fill into the middle. But those are some nice blue swirls in there. Good. So again, this is going to be, and every single one is different, which is so much fun. And with some of the more, like that one, I've got some deep blues in there, and then it's kind of lighter and wispier, and those will go through the entire bar and show up through this. Right. And if you guys have questions, like I said, let me know. If I don't catch them on these videos, then I will definitely answer any of them in the future. And I don't mind sharing. One of the questions that I've had is how I got into this. And willow tree weaving, I started that in 2004 with the weaving. And then in 2016, I started to weave. That's when we got our bees. And that's when I started making soap. The reason why I started making soap is we have been purchasing handmade soap. Really, actually, it's the same people my parents bought for. My dad was a potter. My dad made pottery for a living. And he did that for 40 years. I grew up going to art and craft shows. And my mom tried to be as natural and keep everything healthy for us growing up. And we bought natural soap from a family. And they told me, I think it was about 2015, that they were retiring. And I'm like, okay, well, either I need to find somebody else or make it myself. And here I am. I was originally going to just do some plain soaps
because that's kind of what they did. And then I discovered all the designs that you can do and all the different fragrances. Oh my gosh, I love the different fragrances. That's a really good line on that one. And then this kind of happened where I started creating. And the nice thing about it, so like with my dad with his pottery, he had 11 different glazes and he made just a huge variety of different things that were functional for all different areas of your house. The problem with weaving, which I do love weaving, is typically you're looking for a specific color, specific size for a particular place in your home. Where with pottery, you can have it everywhere. And with soap, I love it because it feeds that creative side of me and it gives everybody a little piece of artwork to enjoy at home. And I love that. So you're kind of getting a functional piece of artwork that you can enjoy and then get another one. So it's dual purpose. And I absolutely love that. So I'm on my last bar, my last loaf rather. But I continue, like I said, I do still do the weaving, just not as much. And my daughters have kind of done a little bit of both. They do enjoy the weaving as well. My older daughter has made a few shawls, and then my younger one is doing making a rug right now for 4-H. So I think the blues turned out really nice. Okay, guys, well, I got this done. And just to show you kind of what I do next is take that veggie peeler and then I just do the sides real quick. I'll set them aside till tomorrow and then I'll stamp them and they'll go on the shelves. But that's all I have for you guys today. And these will be ready towards the end of February, like I said, about 6 weeks for all of them to be done and cured. And they will be up on the website at that time. Social media wise, I know I do more of the videos on here. I want to try and do some more of the lives. Instagram, I am the most active on there with photos. Facebook, I don't do as much. I do have a page on that, but I do use that more for local stuff. So I'm at the farmer's market or like a local show or something. That's kind of where I do things on that one. So definitely Instagram and YouTube are the ones that I do the most. But that's all I have for you guys today. Take care and we'll see you again soon.